I'm Danny Rubin, the founder of Rubin. Thrilled to have you for our third and final summer PD session, where today we're talking about interest inventories and career exploration. Middle school or high school, as we always do, we're giving out free resources, and we're going to give you today an interest inventory document you can use along with a library of over 65 career conversations, all at no cost, to help you get closer to developing an exploration plan at your school. And we see real quick Mary Mahoney and Miss Lawson from Guilford County. Great to have you. And we have Lorenzo said, "Don't come to Vegas. I'm in Vegas. Don't come." He wants to better his odds. I like that. So, like I said, what we're going to do today is we're going to go through the resources I'm going to give you. We're going to go through it together so you know how to make the most of it. Before we dive in, I want to offer an additional resource to schools who do not have it yet. Some of you in here use our resources. We provide online instruction for employability skills. One of our products, one of our tools is called Aspire, and it's a career exploration video platform that goes even further than the free resources I'll give you here. And I want to offer free access to try Aspire to those who are interested. Let me show you quickly what that looks like. And if you would like to have access to it, you can request it today. So let me get that going. 1 second. And while I do, I'd love to know, can you go in the chat, please, and tell me, what is your interest in career exploration? What brought you here today? Is it a new initiative? You're looking for new resources? Tell me in the chat, what is it about the exploration that drew you here today? And that'll really help guide our conversation. Okay, so let me get my screen shared. So, Aspire, if you would like a drilled down sort of classroom ready exploration resource, is a platform that lives in your learning management system, Canvas, Schoology, Google Classroom, Teams, whatever you're on. And it's a big library, and we're going to dig into several of these conversations, these people, but it's a big library of different people talking about their careers, along with discussion questions and certificates. So we take longer conversations that I'll show you in a moment and drill down on them to bring out the best moments. And it's over 300 short videos. And it's designed to be this real-time sort of when you need it, watch a video, have a discussion, move on. And we cover all these different pathways: business management, health science, hospitality, entertainment, law and public safety, manufacturing and trades, marketing, and STEM and education. And we have jobs within and lots of drilled down conversation. And I'm going to put in the chat really quickly for the group the way to get access to this Aspire resource. And I'll mention it again at the end. And then we'll go through the interest inventory portion. I'll give that out too. But I want to start by offering access to Aspire because it's a way to take the discussion today even further. So in the chat, I'm going to give you a link, Calendly, and you're welcome to choose a day and time in the month when you are available, and our team will meet with you and give you access to Aspire. So you can really see all the resources beyond the interest inventory. If you would like to go further with exploration, this is a great way to do it. So I'll bring it up again at the end. It's called Aspire. And I just wanted to set the table with a free offering beyond the free stuff I'm going to give you in a minute to go a little further, and then we'll mention it at the very end. So that is your free opportunity at a full-blown curriculum called Aspire, our offer to you for the upcoming school year to try this in a classroom at no cost. So with that said, let's get into the topic at hand. And by the way, I missed some of your responses. Thank you, about why you want to teach. Oh, there's so many. why you want to improve upon or enhance exploration, a new CBI program in our high school. We need resources and ideas, pre-employment transition, 21st century employment, nursing facility at a college, great CTE courses, life planning, freshman, great, really great. And I know that the link I just provided might get lost, so let me paste it one more time if you want. The Aspire platform, which you'll see as we go. So you can do this later if you'd like, but I wanted to plant the seed now. All right. So let's talk about what it means to combine a interest inventory. And I'm going to give you a simple one as like a Word document or a Google Doc you can download, combined with career conversations. Let me ask you a question. Can you raise your hand? How many of you have been to our dream job webinars during the academic year? Any hands up for that? I know many of you have. I see a lot of familiar names. So and raise your hand if this is your first Rubin webinar. Any hands for that? First one with us. Great. We love having you, and we hope you'll join us in the future, because after today, the next webinars we'll do, we call them Dream Jobs. And twice a month during the school year, we interview live professionals from different occupations: STEM, health science, marketing, the trades, sports, law, all kinds of people. And we put those conversations on a YouTube channel. To date, we've done nearly 70 conversations with professionals in America, sometimes around the world, across all different career paths. So many interesting people. Those videos are all available to you right now, and I'm going to give you the link to watch those. But before I do, and I don't want you running off into your own rabbit hole yet, I want you to stay with me so we can learn how to pair these conversations with an interest inventory. So we're going to go through an interest inventory and look at different conversations along the way. And at that point, you will know how this works. I'll give you these resources, and you can do this in your own school. No cost, opening the door to hours and hours of discussion and conversation in whatever way you need to use it. Okay, so let's start. Let me get my correct screen back up. All right, I'm going to start with our interest inventory. And the way that we built one unique to the conversations that we have developed. And that's why I'm giving you what you're going to see as we go along. You see a lot of tabs here. Everybody can see my screen? Can someone give me like an okay, a thumbs up that you see this Google Doc that says Rubin Interest Inventory? Okay, we're good. Let me keep my chat open. All right. So what we've done is we have the opportunity for students to go through an interest inventory, cutting across different letters. You'll see in a moment what those mean. Explaining to themselves and to you what they like, what they're interested in. And this is something that they can do really with like a pencil or pen. They would print. You could do this as a document, like a Word doc, or it can be printed out. And you'll see that we have 6 different boxes with all kinds of different interest levels and things that interest them. I like physical activity. I like science. I like theater and art. I like to help people. Trying to keep the chat somewhere out of my way, but visible. I am a leader. I like to be prepared. So they will go through and check whatever aligns with them. Then down below, each of those letters, they will tally up and they will put which one scored the highest. From there, you will see that each of these letters corresponds with a type of person. Realistic, people who are practical, like to be hands-on. Investigative. And actually, before I go through each 6, what I want to point out to you is that we have chosen, among the nearly 70 conversations in our YouTube library, we have paired those jobs with these types of people, the type of person based on what they've noted as the highest. So you'll see that we then go to investigative, people who enjoy solving abstract problems. And then we've shown you, so let me actually show you. I want you to be able to kind of absorb this. These are the jobs that we've spoken to and you have access to that align with realistic. All right. Really good conversations here. Male, female, women in non-traditional roles, young people, people in their 20s talking about their jobs. Great stuff. Really great people in here. Then we go to investigative, people who enjoy solving abstract problems. And look at some of the jobs here. This one was awesome. Video game developer. Students loved this conversation. People working at a major video game company called Bethesda. Lots and lots of people here. As you look at this, I want to keep the chat alive. Do you see some occupations in these lists, just the first two lists, that you would love to share with your students? Tell me when you're looking at these jobs, do any jump off the page to you and say, I really want to show my students this one or that one? Anything come to mind? Lots and lots of interesting people in healthcare, science, tech, surgical assistant, farm tech. Oh, hey, Shreyas, thank you for being here. Website developer, that was a cool one. All right. Then we go to artistic, people who are self-expressive, unstructured situations. And these are the folks we've talked to in that bucket. Some really awesome people. And by the way, we're going to highlight in a moment this one. They're all cool, but this one, unbelievable. The person we talked to here, he designed Paris Hilton's wedding dress. Yeah. Not only that, he flew all the way to her house in Los Angeles to fit her for it. So like we talked to some major people sometimes in here, and this dude, he's a world-class wedding designer. So that's a very cool conversation. Diana, I believe it's an RN. We talked to a home health nurse and an ER nurse in the same conversation. Yes. All right, let's keep going with social. Jessica, what we're doing is, yes, these jobs have demand by and large, but we're also responding to the requests from teachers. Teachers say, can you talk to so-and-so? Can you talk to this job, that job? We go out and find that person and bring it back to them. So a lot of this is a feedback loop with teachers. Social, desiring to help others. Check out the jobs here. People working in the service of others, in the classroom, in the service industry. We're going to touch on this one a little bit. Really cool. We talked to two men who are flight attendants for United Airlines. One domestic, one international. Great conversation. And enterprising. People who are confident, assertive, and they can go out and sort of maybe build it on their own or think creatively. A lot of cool people. This one was cool. Working for the Dallas Cowboys. All cool. They're all interesting people. And what we do in these conversations, I want to be clear. I mean, major league sports executives and sports agent. We talk about the job and we talk about employability skills. Hands up, how many of you have a requirement or a stress from your school to incorporate employability skills, soft skills across all classes, all CTE or all disciplines? So we're constantly talking to these people about writing skills, speaking skills, why you have to be a good writer in any job. Even an auto mechanic, your writing skills are critical. You write something wrong and someone could screw up the car or confuse the customer. So we're constantly talking about employability in these conversations. And finally, conventional, people who like structure, people who are good at organizing, planning. So a lot of management, restaurant manager, hotel executive, HR manager, healthcare administrator. All right. So this is the framework you are welcome to use. Okay, to help students identify what they're interested in and then immediately go and review jobs and hear from people in those jobs. So just on the surface, before we get into our videos up here, does this seem like a helpful worksheet for you? Any hands up if this would be a useful worksheet to help students identify who they are and who they'd like to hear from? Great, I see a lot of hands. That's what we were hoping for. Because we built this interest inventory recently, again, from the request from educators. So we are here for you and we make resources for you. Okay, really great comments in here, and I'm going to get to all of them as we go or when I have a chance to read. Thank you. Keep it coming because I'll save the chat and read it later. I promise. All right. So to couple the interest inventory, now let's talk about the videos. And I want to look at some videos with you so you can make the most of it when I give you the links to these topics. When we're done going through these tabs, I'm giving you the links to everything. All right, I promise. But I need you with me right now so we can learn together and know how to make the most of it. So what you'll find, what I'll give you, is we put all of those people in, where'd it go? In a playlist. I feel like I'm not on the playlist. Where'd it go? Here it is, a playlist on our YouTube channel. By the way, when you're on our channel, please subscribe. And we have a playlist of every person we've spoken to.
Ready to be an e-commerce pioneer?
Turn this off.
Bluehost has.
I don't know why it's not loading and showing me, but basically all the jobs are listed or would be listed down the side. I don't know. Maybe, oh, here it is. It was condensed. So everybody we've spoken to, they're all here for free on YouTube. Every time we interview someone, we put it on YouTube channel immediately. They're all here. Everybody you just looked at. We've also organized beyond the big playlist. We also have playlists for different pathways as well. Let me get out of here for a second. I'll show you. So when you're on this YouTube channel, you'll see that we have organized all these conversations by pathway as well. So you have different ways to get at it. But we've given you everything all in one place. Okay. So what I want to do with you now is go through one of the jobs from each of these 6 so you understand what they're talking about. And I'll also explain how this Aspire platform is sort of like another level of teaching material around these jobs. But let's first start with realistic. And I'll show you that we spoke to an auto mechanic, Justin Winter, young guy. Well, he's been working for like 20 years, but he's still young in his career. And you'll notice, and I'll do it from over here. So it's this full conversation, 34 minutes, is on YouTube. In Aspire, oh, I had to hop out of it. In Aspire, we break it down. The purpose of Aspire is to help you kind of get to the good stuff more quickly. And let me turn on my sound. We have identified some selected moments from the conversation. And by the way, someone had asked about demand. We show you the demand for these jobs and how many are available, what it pays. You could even look state by state here through like the national labor data. And so what we've done is we pick out the best moments from the 34 minutes and make it easy for you to watch something very quickly. So for example, he talks about communication skills on the team.
Here, there's really not a whole lot of oversight as far as triple checking everything other than your own personal responsibility, but test drives. As soon as you put that car on the ground, if you didn't tighten that wheel, you're going to know it. You don't put the brakes on correctly, you're going to know it. Check engine lights and stuff.
So what happens is when you click on the video, it brings you to the topic. And you'll notice that in all the videos, whether it's YouTube or here, because these are just clips from YouTube, all the videos have sign language and closed caption. So please know that there's accessibility on all of our conversations. So you always have that. Yes, and the labor data is pulled from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And Jessica, that's a great suggestion to link the videos on the interest inventory. We'll do that. Thank you. We will do that. So that'll be added to the Google Doc in time. I like that suggestion a lot. So, and you notice that with under each question or each video, there are discussion questions. So we have pre-selected where the video starts and ends, usually like 2 minutes long, with discussion questions. And also each job has a certificate of completion that goes along with that job. So again, like Aspire, like I said, we're offering free access for one of your classes for this upcoming year. If you'd like this platform, it takes the YouTube further. You're welcome to use the YouTube videos as much as you want. That's what they're here for. But if you want to go further and have some curriculum around it, that's why we built Aspire, just to make it a little more teacher friendly and ready to jump into. So this is the first video around an auto mechanic. Now let's hop over to the second, the investigative, where this time we're getting into science, engineering, solving problems. And so here we've identified, we talked to a woman who works as a lab technician. She moved from India. She kind of restarted herself and got a degree. And now she works as a lab technician for a hospital system. She's actually an administrator now. She talks about that job. And again, it's a 43-minute conversation. Really, when you cut off the intro and outro, it's usually about 35 minutes or so. So you could think about how you'd like to incorporate these videos, whether it's watching the whole thing and just having students watch the whole thing, which is perfectly fine, or again, sort of cutting it down and picking out the sort of the key. We've picked out key moments along with discussion questions for that conversation. And as well, we have the discussion questions as a whole group exercise, broken out into small group discussion questions, or as an independent worksheet. So we see this as a resource for middle school and high school, just an easy way to have ready-made conversations around these careers. Let's hop over now. And I want to give us time. I want to go through and just show you how it breaks out, and then give you time while we're together to give you these resources and let you start to play around, and we can have some discussion together while we're here, make it more of a working session than just a presentation. So now let's go to the artistic. And as I told you, and this would be fun that we may have seen for just a moment together, the fashion designer, his name is Sharon Sever, and he works for an international fashion house called Galia Lahav, and he makes wedding dresses for celebrities. And you may not know his name, but you certainly know his impact because you've seen it on social media, I'm sure. And so in here, we have identified some of the best moments from the conversation. And you can see he did a wedding dress for Serena, or a dress for Serena Williams, the tennis player. And also, did anybody see the movie Shotgun Wedding recently? Any hands up for that? With Jennifer Lopez movie? Shotgun Wedding, I think it was called. He designed the dress, and they had to make 27 versions of the same dress because she wore the dress the whole movie and it kept getting beaten up in the filming. So he made the dress for the movie. Is this Jennifer Lopez in
Yes.
wedding dress? Tell us about this picture. What's going on here?
So it's her latest
Everybody hear
movie called
the audio?
Shotgun Wedding.
Yes.
The stylist approached us, and Jennifer wanted something timeless to be in a movie, but she wanted something non-traditional, and that's why they turned to us. And I suggested that specific color because I thought it would really complement her. The only thing was that it's an action movie, so the dress is being tortured and ripped throughout the entire movie, but that's the only outfit she's wearing. Then we had to produce 28 identical ones.
My gosh.
And we didn't have a lot of time, and everything was done during COVID. So it was all Zoom calls and Zoom fittings. And the day we had to ship all the dresses, it's been decided that the shooting.
Okay. So you get the picture there. Hopefully you could hear that. And that's just like a snippet of a great conversation. If students are interested in fashion, I'm sure many of them are. He's the guy. I mean, he is the guy. So this is what we're bringing to the students. All right, let's go through a couple more, and then I'll give you the links and get you in there while we're together. The next in the list, social, and I identified from the list flight attendant. As I mentioned, here's
let's start at the lower level.
Heading
Like
that you may have heard, it's where the company
we talked to these two gentlemen, a young man and a little wiser man, who both work for United. He actually is the one who flies internationally, talks about the lifestyle, flying internationally for United and going all over the world and seeing the world through United. And he's actually more of a recent hire. He joined a little bit, just a couple of years ago. But they talk about what that life is like, what it's like to train to be an attendant, what it's like to work as an attendant at a major US carrier. And again, it's all broken down in the Aspire platform to help kind of make sense of it. And by the way, these videos start somewhere in the middle and they end about a minute and a half, 2 minutes later on their own. We decided for you where they start and end. What's the training like? Does being a flight attendant expose you to new people and places? So we talk about the soft skills, the people skills, the technical training, all of that. It's all woven in. Then a couple more here. Enterprising. I'm sorry. Is it enterprising? Yeah, enterprising. And then what I identified to show you is a sports agent, a young man growing a sports agency. He's based in Australia and so much charisma, so much energy. And he's just going to make it one day, just listening to him talk, Tay Hawker. And he represents college athletes, professional athletes. And if students are interested in working in sports, making money off of sports, like incredible conversation, again, with sign language and everything's broken down in here. And finally, in our last one, conventional, we talked to an executive
that restaurant
at Marriott International. So not like a local Marriott, but like the Marriott corporate office, which is in Maryland. And he oversees how the company prices their rooms, like how it fluctuates in real time. Jay Lefkowitz is in charge of pricing Marriott hotel rooms. So again, incredible access to people who work at high levels. And he is a very organized person, I'll promise you that. And so he fits that personality type. And again, it's all broken down in here. So with all that said, what I like to do now, does anybody have any questions right now? While you ask questions, if you have any, I'm going to give you the links to the interest inventory and the YouTube playlist. I want to give you some time while we're together to start clicking around and getting ideas and sharing ideas with all of us in the chat. So let's help each other make the most of this, and we'll learn too. I just took feedback about linking the interest inventory to the videos. That's a great idea. We should have thought about that. So here it is. There you go. Make sure those links work, please. That's the Google Doc. You should be able to view it. Yes. I would recommend. Okay, good suggestion, making it a Word doc too. So we have the interest inventory and then the YouTube playlist. And while you're on the YouTube page, please subscribe to us so you get notified of all new videos we post. Just do that. I want to give you a few minutes now that I held this back for a while. Give you a few minutes to look around. Don't leave. Don't leave this room. We'll have another 15 minutes or so. You'll get out early, but you'll still get the certificate for a full hour. Don't worry. But stay here. Look at these resources. Share some ideas in the chat. Let's help each other make the most of these resources and get some good ideas flowing while we're in our planning phase of the summer. And I did see a couple of questions. Candy asked, do you have any videos for careers that don't require a degree or certification? Well, many of these jobs don't necessarily require a degree. And sometimes the folks say that, it's how you find your way into the industry. We do try, Candy, to find jobs that would require sometimes an associate's degree. So not a full four-year graduation, but an associate's or more of like working in a hair salon and going to training to work in a hair salon or to work as a medical assistant, something that doesn't require many, many years of schooling, but you can get the certification more quickly. We do try to look for jobs like that when possible. Many jobs do require some sort of degree, but we're looking for jobs that are easy to obtain. Esthetician we spoke to does not require a four-year degree. I agree. So that was, Daniel, that question was asked before. We're going to, after this is over, we're going to go and link the jobs from that interest inventory to YouTube. We'll do that. That's a good suggestion. We haven't done that yet. So they should have been, I suppose, and we will make that happen. But we don't have that today. So you'll have to go and find that job right now. If you scroll up a little bit in the chat, you'll see I just linked the interest inventory Google Doc and the YouTube channel. I see some hands up, although I don't know if that was from before. But if anybody has a question, please ask it. And separately, I'd love for you to share some ideas about where you think these resources will play a role in your school year, especially those who said, and thank you, Jessica, we want to empower students to learn on their own, to prove what they are capable of. We're doing a lot of work right now with email etiquette, and it would be easy to let students just have Chat GPT write everything for them, but where's the learning? Is that really making them a good communicator using their brain to put a thought together? No. So we are really trying hard to hold back all the answers. We want students to go seek those answers and learn through doing and making mistakes. I know there was a lot of ideas up above, let me go back to it, about where this material could be woven in, or where you were looking for help. Assisting students entering college, vocational evaluator, special education. Great. Jessica, what I would encourage you to do, and I'll put the link again, is to book a meeting about Aspire. And at that point, we can also show you the work we do with email etiquette, because we built a special tool that teaches email etiquette. Happy to show you. Any thoughts about what you're looking over right now? Okay, let me paste the link again. I'm pasting it again. Oh, I'm sorry. It says worksheets on there. We will, you're right. We need to link to the worksheets too. So that's for us to do. So if you come back to that page in a few days, you'll see there'll be links to YouTube and the link to the worksheets. Because we did make worksheets that correspond with these webinar conversations, and just some quick discussion for the broader video and the link to YouTube. So we will add that in. So I would say just you have the link now. When it's updated, you'll see it, and we'll work on that. Thank you for pointing that out. Great. Thank you, Leah. Who am I? Some personality inventories. If you want the worksheets right now, we just have to move them over to this page because we have them all listed already. On this page, we have links to all previous webinars and links to worksheets. So this page would also help you. There are links here to all of the webinars. It's just, we're going to make it all make sense in that interest inventory document. But if you need worksheets right now, you'll find them all at the website I just gave you. We just have to bring them over, which won't take too long. I teach an asynchronous online class, and I can see using the worksheet and videos for student engagement discussions. Great. Thank you, Dee. Love that idea. Anyone else have thoughts or ideas? Shreya said for portfolio development of schools that have 6 to 12 students could complete this multiple times. It could be a great way to see how we change and reflect. Awesome. And please, I'm sure Shreyas wouldn't mind. Steal the idea. Take it from here. My students also have to do a career exploration research project. These videos would be a great resource for online learning and engagement during live sessions. Yes, and I'd love for you to join us in our live sessions, because all of these videos begin as live conversations, and students ask questions in the chat or the Q&A, and we ask the questions from the students to the person live. So the students become part of what's recorded. So you'll see the schedule when we put it out in late August. Our live sessions will begin in early September, and they will continue through December, pick up again in the new year, the new calendar year. And they're usually around lunchtime so that we can accommodate East and West Coast. So like 11, 12, 1 o'clock Eastern time, trying to get as many people around the country to join us. And we have CTE programs around the country that join us. Some regulars, some new. And it's an open door. They're always free. Lindsay said, I like to leave resources in the subfolder. Yes. We love subfolders over here. Yep, perfect for subplans. Sharia said students could view the interviews in small groups, demonstrating best practice. Then they could engage in creating their own career interviews for CTs or competitive events. It's great stuff. The schedule, Lisa, first we'll do a big email blast. You'll see that, and then it will be posted on our website at the site that I provided. I'll give it to you again. You can bookmark it. And like I said, all the worksheets and links to videos are there. We'll just transfer that to the interest inventory. But on that page, we'll have our schedule too. We just haven't built it yet. We don't have all the dates and times, but we will by towards the end of August, and we'll put a big email out with our schedule. And then please take that schedule and give it to your school, your state association, your CTSO. Put our schedule in other organizations' outreach so that you can spread the message for us. You're very welcome. Great. Now, while I have you, because I mentioned you're welcome to have free access to try our Aspire career exploration platform. And I'm going to mention that one more time. But while I have you and we're on our YouTube page, I want to show you one more thing. Some of you have seen it. Some of you I just met at conferences. But while you're here, I would be remiss if you didn't see. Let me get it pulled up. As I mentioned, we developed
Hello, my name's Josh, and today I'm
a tool
talk
that
about
teaches
site
email
assistant.
etiquette. Let me ask the
Site
group a
assistant
question.
is like check the tool.
Let me ask the group a question. Raise your hand if you've received an email from a student that looks like a text message. Any emails from students that look like they're texting you? All right, I see a lot of hands. So watch this with me. And if you'd like trial access to this tool as well, we can set that up in the same conversation. It's called Propel, and it's for Gmail and Outlook. Watch this. Let me show you our new Propel email etiquette tool. When we hit compose, we're shown a pop-up form which guides the student to fill in all the important sections of the email from the subject line to the conclusion with a read aloud function in every step. And for schools that use Outlook, we have Propel there too. We need a subject line. The student wrote question lowercase q. We then need to address the person formally, but we're just going to write hi teacher. Student wrote good morning with a lowercase g and a sentence with no period. What's the purpose of the message? I have a question about my geometry assignment. I'm stuck on problem 3. I can't find the answer. 3 question marks. Not great. The conclusion, it's not formal. THX. Then we hit review my email. The words are formatted in the email. Check out the right side. We have light bulbs with more suggestions. By the subject line. Your subject line is too short. Capitalize the first word in proper nouns. So we want the student to come over and change the subject line. Address the teacher with a formal title. I'm Miss Smith. Capitalize the first word of a sentence. We want the student to come over, capitalize. Well, what about the end of the sentence? We're missing a period. Place the period. What about these 3 question marks? That could be unprofessional. Remove 2 of them. And finally, the THX, also not professional. Write out the word thanks. Propel teaches a student how to write an email, and the student does all the work. Let me come out of this. Okay. Let me just come back to the full screen. Quick question. Thank you, Shareas, very much. My name is Danny Rubin. What are your thoughts on this tool? Would this be a useful tool for your students? Okay. Thank you, Lori. Yes, it's come a long way. This has been a big work in progress. We are so serious about solving the email etiquette problem in America. And we're the only product that's really going after it in the way that you saw. This is about learning, just like we talked about, making students do the work, find the answers, make their own changes, not write for them, not click and replace like a Grammarly or write it for you like a ChatGPT, but to write on your own and learn, not just writing, but people skills, why you should address a person formally, why that matters to somebody else. So this is for Gmail and Outlook, and it's also on a sandbox type web page. So there's different ways to use it. You don't have to have students give up student information to use it. They can learn outside of their email. And this is something that we're just now starting to get out into the country. We launched it in January, and we're starting to get schools to come around and adopt it and start making this part of their rhythm. So let me offer one more time this link that I said at the beginning. This is for the Aspire platform, Exploration. And we can also provide you complimentary access to this Propel email etiquette tool, because we're all about helping students communicate. Email is where it begins. First impressions live and die in email, and we want to solve that problem with you. We just brought on a school system in Colorado an hour ago. Very, very serious about solving this problem. It is long overdue. So, again, the link one more time, because the goal would be to give you the interest inventory, YouTube videos, do whatever you'd like to do. Do the voodoo that you do, as the expression goes. If you want to go further with more curriculum-based instruction and use our online tools, we got to talk about it. So book time in on the calendar, and we'll chat about it and give you what you need to use it yourself and share with administration. Yes. Thank you, Ms. Ishia Johnson. Great tool. That's right. It immediately takes over the screen and guides the student to write, but they write every single letter. Nothing is done for them. Learning can truly happen. And they can be proud. Tamara, it is designed for students. It's not in Clark County in Las Vegas right now, but we could have that conversation and bring it to administration. But it is designed for students and teachers who might need it. I'm sure you know someone, but really it's a teaching tool for students. Yes, Propel is a different product from Aspire. Correct. But they can often go hand in hand, because the videos that they'll watch through Aspire say you have to be a good communicator. You have to be careful with your words. We talked to a 28-year-old Hollywood film producer, and he said, if your email to me is ugly, I'm not even opening it. And he's young. So it's not like people who are young don't care about this stuff. When you have a reputation to maintain and there's money on the line, you do care how your words are perceived or how people write to you. So it's not like these skills have gone out of style. They still count. And you know you've had students get held back from opportunities because of how they wrote to the employer or the college, and they just didn't want to open it or write it back. So it's still very much an issue. Any other questions right now about what I shared? I know I was kind of bouncing around, but I want you to get to know us through free resources and then share our products with your administration. But it always starts with giving you free things that you can use regardless. That's what we're really all about. And that's what I hope makes these sessions meaningful. It's 12:15 Eastern time. We're not going to get to the full hour, but that's okay. I'm sure you've got plenty of fun things to do, plenty of vacations to pack for, as you told me about a little while ago. So we'll wrap up in just a moment. Any final questions? Also, are there any occupations you'd like to see us cover in our Dream Job series? Any jobs you'd like to see? Because we always take requests, and we're building out our schedule. Thank you. We have hopefully a really cool person to kick off the series. I won't reveal it just yet, but it'll get your attention. Trust me. Lori, yes, this upcoming year, Prince William County will have Aspire. It's not there yet, but it will be. Any other questions? Thank you, Diana, for the information about the LPN. Okay. Well, with that, I'll give you 15 minutes back. Rachel, not yet. Fairfax County has Aspire and our employability skills curriculum emerge in Schoology, but we haven't done Propel yet. We'll try to tackle that during the course of the school year. And by the way, Rachel, if you'd like to book a meeting, we're trying to set up meetings at school sites in Fairfax County to make it easier to kind of introduce our material at school sites. So if you'd like to take the lead at a school site, feel free to book time with us so we can talk about that. Here's the link one more time. thank you everybody for your time and attention. It's great to see so many familiar names. And those of you who are new, please come back and see us again. We'll kick it off again, live sessions in early September. So make plans to join us. And also, you'll see my email from Darius' email. But if you'd like to write me directly, have a question, that's me. I'm an open book. You all know that. So write me anytime and we'll chat. Thank you so much. Enjoy your summer.